Hi, I'm Summer from Countrywide Metals. I'm here at the UK Metals Expo today, and I'm just going to answer a few questions. Biggest lesson in the years of working with the family business? Probably that not everything has to be said in the moment as you think it. I think often the times I've clashed with people, or with family specifically, is when I've sort of been told to do something or given some advice, and it's got my back up immediately. And normally that's me being defensive because I think I haven't done my job properly, and that's what they're accusing me of, which is not normally the case. It's normally coming from a good, encouraging place. So sometimes you have to just take a step back, have a think about it, and 99% of the time, the other person is correct in what they're saying because they're looking at it from like a bigger picture point of view, whereas I'm so in my day-to-day job that I can't always see the better way to do things. So yeah, I think that's probably it. Maybe just listen and digest the information a bit better before you jump to shouting at someone or crying in my case, because I can't do confrontation. Women in recycling is probably my proudest moment. I'm going to be honest. Maybe probably the second event, actually, more so. Seeing Amy do her thing after years of me having pep talks. And I mean, since probably the age of 13, Amy has been sort of guiding me through life. So watching her do that for other people has been such a proud moment. Even sort of yesterday at the expo, women that I'm talking to are saying, oh my God, she's just amazing. Like when you're talking to her, she makes you feel so seen. And I think that's just a skill that not a lot of people have. And I love watching her go out and just sort of, she's changing the way people are looking at the industry. I think that's just so inspiring. I think it's an important movement, the whole women in recycling, because I think you can feel really alone as a woman sometimes. And I asked the question yesterday about how hard it is to be feminine and also command respect, because it's almost like there is like a tax on femininity sometimes in this industry, in that to be feminine and sort of present as a traditional female, you have to sacrifice the respect side of things in that people don't take you as seriously at times. And women in recycling, all these women that I'm looking at now, they just show that that's not true. Like, you have to own it. You have to own the fact that you are traditionally feminine. And someone yesterday actually said it's a bit of a superpower if you can learn to embrace it properly. And just encouraging women to be themselves. You don't have to be manly to be in a male-dominated industry. You can command respect and dress like a woman if that is what you want to do. It's just own it. Anything you do with confidence is going to be the right thing to do. And I think that's the main reason we're pushing this. And also just the fact that it's not about men versus women, and it's never been about men versus women. It's always been about taking the best parts of masculine and feminine and sort of putting them together in a way that everyone gets to make money, everyone gets to sort of be involved in the decision-making process, and it balances everything out. That's what we need. We don't need it to be all one way or the other. Advice-wise, I would say just listen. Listen. It comes back to what I was saying earlier. Pay attention to the people that are trying to sort of lift you up. Don't immediately get your back up as if they're insulting you, if they're giving you advice on how to do things better. You do have to have a certain amount of sort of playing around and figuring out the best way to do things for yourself. But probably comes down to actually respect. Respect the people that you're working with and the way they do things. And if once you can do a job well, you then decide there is a better way for you, it's more efficient, or you make use of a technology that maybe wasn't available to the previous generation, then you can approach that with sort of, I think you have to be a bit sensitive about it, maybe. It's not always a case of bulldozing through. No one reacts well to that. So my main piece of advice, probably show respect to the people who are working in the industry that you're coming into. And I think that applies to any industry, actually, not just scrap metal. It's just the egos in scrap metal are particularly large. um, and yeah, pay attention, learn, ask questions, and don't just jump to conclusions. Like, really digest information that people are giving you.